promoting was standing on the street handing out flyers. And he was like, nah, we don't do that, mate. He's like, we're inside partying. And like the old cliche of like promoters who just promote to get girls, there's a reason why that's a stereotype and a cliche. It's unfortunately, it is kind of warranted. I mean, for me, if I ever got called a creep, I think that's probably one of the worst things you can be called as a man. I mean, we knew promoters who used to tell girls like when they didn't get what they wanted out of the girls, they were like, right, you're banned, you're never coming back. And they didn't have that power, but they pretended they did.
The story was, there was a group of girls who got to the door and were essentially turned away.
And then she's messaging the promoter saying, what's going on? Like, you said you've sorted it out. And then he's replied saying, you didn't tell me they were all black girls. It's just vile. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, we had it at Liberty and a group of girls turn up and there was 6 of them. And then it said 3 of them can come in and 3 of them can't. I said to Ryan, like, I can't do this.
Welcome, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Really good, thank you.
Good.
And there's Ryan missing today, isn't there?
Yeah, sadly, Ryan's been taken by the flu, which, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of people have.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can barely speak. Poor bloke. I rang him this morning. He was like, no, I can't get it. So I said, don't worry.
In the deep end yourself.
Yeah. So I'll carry the torch and yeah, we'll come back and we'll
get another one with Ryan.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we need Ryan here. We can't do one without him.
And
so
listen, like it gives us, we can chat a little bit of shit about him today if we really want to.
Yeah.
Throw him under the bus if
Exactly. Yeah,
himself, right?
Yeah. A few home truths about him here. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you two worked together?
Oh, long time now. So Ryan got me into promoting in the West End back when I would have been 21.
Nice.
I'm 35 now, so yeah, about 15 years about.
Gosh, so we've had like a similar journey then. I'm 36 and I started working in the industry when I was 19.
Yeah.
So there you go. We've seen it all in London.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, but you have as well.
Yeah.
The stories, yeah.
So Jam Events is your company.
Yeah.
Has it always been called Jam Events?
Yeah, it's always been called Jam. We didn't start off with Jam. As I said, we started off promoting in the West End. And then we got to about, I don't know, I was about 27, so I'd been about 5-6 years in.
Yeah.
And kind of fell into it. We'd been promoting for ages. Ryan was a brilliant promoter, like the best promoter I knew. Like he's such a people person. Everyone loves him and he's so good with people. People just want to be around him and his energy. And I was more of like, I just was lucky. I always knew quite a lot of people. I was quite sociable in a lot of different friendship groups. So I was okay, but Ryan was brilliant. And I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I'm not really enjoying this, like pestering people to come out and stuff. And then I just looked at it one day. I'll never forget it. I was getting paid after a night promoting and they're counting up your guest list and whatever. And I'm looking at all these guys and like, we used to have a thing called, I don't know if you knew it, 10-10. So people pay £20 to get in, you get 10, the club gets 10. And I'm watching them do all this and I'm thinking, they're getting £10 for doing nothing. They're just putting it all together or whatever, And I thought, I can do that. And then me and Ryan spoke and stuff. And and we decided we'll try our own event as well. And lucky up where I don't live in London, I live just outside. And where I lived, it was pretty dead. But a friend of mine had a sports bar and he was kind of looking for events. So I said, right, why don't we try it out, see how it goes? And then from there, it just took off. And then touch wood, from the day we done one, we never had an empty venue. Like from there, we packed it out. We used to have about 500 people in the sports bar. And then, we just grew it from there, really. We continued promoting for a long time. And it's only when COVID hit that we stopped. But Jam started 2017, I think it was.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking yesterday a little bit pre-pod and you were saying part of your success has been not having to put pressure on doing it like every single week.
Yeah.
So how often were you doing events then and do you do them now?
So I always wanted to do it around sort of like popular times. So like your Easter bank holiday, Christmas events, Halloween. In the summer, everyone's always up for being out. If the weather's good and stuff, it's great. But we was very picky. So for example, one thing we never did was like a Valentine's event. Because in my mind, I thought, well, anyone in a relationship's not going to come out. So you automatically ruin like that demographic. You can't appeal to them. So you're already singling out such a big group of people. So we're like, right, we won't touch that. It's too risky. Like, don't get me wrong, you can do a Valentine's event, you can do well. But for me, it was too hard, too much of a risk. So we would do bank holidays. And then through the summer, I'd do the odd one, especially if we knew there was going to be like a hot weekend. We'd do a rooftop party, stuff like that. And we just kept it sort of times when we knew it'd be a good sell. So like as time goes, like anything, you learn along the way. We found that like during the school holidays, it is harder to do events because a lot of people are either on holiday or they just come back from holiday, got their money, or they're going on holiday, got their money, or don't want to spend any money. So we kind of avoided anything sort of in the school holidays. So you just sort of learn, and like we're quite meticulous in what we do with it. We don't just put on a party and say, right, everyone come. There's a lot that goes into it because we want to make sure, one, it's a good party, and two, that good people are there and people are going to turn up and it's not going to be empty. So yeah, we would just wait for Easter Sunday was always a massive one. Christmas, of course, like you'd always do a Christmas event because everyone's in the Christmas spirit. Halloween, New Year's Eve, we never did. Never done a New Year's Eve party. Never. We've jumped on a few other events who have been doing big ones and we've helped promote it and just done a deal with them. But we've never hosted our own because it's, again, hit and miss. So yeah, just wherever we felt we sort of like we could maximise not only just ourselves and profiting, but also making sure that we're not dragging out people who we don't really want there just to fill it up. We're getting the best people there for the best possible sort of environment and party, really, because we're really big on who comes. We don't want just anyone coming through the door.
So do you have like a selection process?
Not so much a selection process because there's no particular criteria other than if you're coming for the right reasons, good time. It's not about what you look like. It's not like, of course, we want everyone to dress appropriately and dress clean and you know.
I've seen your Instagram. You all look great.
Yeah, like exactly. And you want people to be presentable,
Yeah.
but it's nothing to do with whether I think you're pretty or not, or whether I think you're a good-looking guy or not. It's nothing like that. We want people there who are going to be there for a good time, because that's what creates the vibe and atmosphere that we've worked hard to build. And the same when we used to promote back in the West End, like me and Ryan were never the promoters that would promise the world to girls, free this, free that. We're just like, no, listen, we've got a good party here. The music's good. If we can get you in free, we will. If we can give you a couple of free drinks, we will. But we're not going to promise you a free table because that's not what you're going to get. But if you want to come and have a really good night with your friends, like come here and that's what you have. So we've always been built on that. And me and Ryan are very like normal and down to earth. We're not really bothered about the hype of a certain type of girl or a certain type of guy on tables and stuff like that. We just want people who are there, who are into their music and want to have a good time and therefore for a good party, really. And that's it.
And back in the day, I mean, let's talk a little bit about West End culture back in the day. Because I remember I first started going out to like Paper and China Whites and, you know, every day of the week, there was a different place to be.
Yeah.
And London was really, we didn't realise at the time, I'm sure, but it was like in this massive heyday, wasn't it, of clubbing?
It was.
What was it like for you guys? Did you do parties like, or did you promote every single night?
So if Ryan could have promoted every single night, he would have done. He was out probably 4 or 5 times a week, I'd say. When I first started, I couldn't believe that these people were out. So Ryan said to me, come promote. Basically, I asked Ryan for a job behind a bar. I was 21, I'd moved out, I'd committed to this flat. And after work, I was young, so I didn't have that much money left. So I said, I need a little side hustle or whatever. So I said to Ryan, right, you're in West End clubs all the time. Like, is there any bar work? And in my mind, I thought, well, I'll be out anyway. I'm not spending money. I'm actually earning a little bit. And if it helps me fund, going on holidays, nights out, perfect. And Ryan was like, no, don't do that. Like, you want to promote. Like, last weekend, I made £500. And I was like, what, how? And in my mind, promoting was standing on the street handing out flyers. And he was like, no, we don't do that, mate. He's like, we're inside partying. And he goes, look, just come down. I'll show you. So he goes, come down on Tuesday. I went, Tuesday? I was like, well, who's out on a Tuesday? And he was like, trust me. He's like, come. So I was like, all right. So I went down to Funky Buddha Tuesdays, which everyone knows.
Oh, that was the one. Yeah,
which at the time I didn't know. I'd heard about it, but I just thought, I don't know. I wasn't really in the scene at the time. Went down there, couldn't believe it. It was rammed wall to wall. And like, it was just full of people there partying, drinking. And I thought, wow, this is mad. And then from there, Ryan just sort of showed me the ropes. And I think at that time, there was Tuesday nights at Funky Buddha.
Crystal on Wednesday.
Yeah, Crystal at Wednesday. Another Thursday night at Funky Buddha. Friday, I think Ryan was doing Shaka Zulu maybe.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful, that venue.
Yeah. Saturday, Dollhouse. And then I can't remember what we were doing Sunday. Maybe Mayfair Club, I'm not sure. But it was just mental. You could go out any night of the week.
Yeah.
I think Monday nights were the only nights where you could go, no, it wasn't the best. Other than that, every other night of the week was ridiculous. We used to, did you ever go to Jalouse on a Thursday? It's where tape is now.
Yeah.
I used to have Hip Hop Thursdays, and that was one of the best nights I went to. And I remember thinking, I've got to be up and work in an hour. And I don't care. I'll just roll straight in. And I wasn't drinking or anything. I was having such a good time. And yeah, it was good. But it was a different time then, and things were different. But that's what sucked me in, really. Yeah. Just seeing all these people partying, I thought, Jesus, even if you only make £100 a night and you're out 4 or 5 nights a week, like that on the side of your job at 21, like that's extra couple of grand a month. Like, and back then, 15, 16 years ago, that was decent money. That'd take you a lot further than it does now. It
does, doesn't it? And that promoting world at the time was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah,
there was so many people that were making huge successes.
Yeah. Because you get paid like £10 a head for people to come in. I think it was every time you hit, was it 10 or no? I think every time you hit 20 people, you get £100 bonus.
Yeah.
So you could get 20 people and straight away that's 300 quid. And that doesn't include the table commissions of like guys that you brought out. And if they spend £1,000, you get 10% of that. So at age of 21, 22, and you're walking home with like £400 or £500 cash, like it's good money at that age. Do you know what I mean? So I used to take it home. I just put it all in a shoebox, and then I'd be like, right, where am I going on holiday this year?
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to worry about anything. And it was ideal. And I liked it because you could go out and socialise, but you weren't spending money as well. And I was probably socialising with obviously people that if I was going out locally in my like hometown or nearby, I probably wouldn't meet these kinds of people. So you get to meet different types of people from different areas. It was good. It was really good.
Did you see anyone that got really sucked into that lifestyle in a negative way?
I mean, like the old cliche of like promoters who just promote to get girls. There's a reason why that's a stereotype and a cliche. It's unfortunately it is kind of warranted. And me and Ryan both very conscious of never ever getting into that stereotype. So we were always really respectful. Never ever wanted to be like, I mean, for me, if I ever got called a creep, I think that's probably one of the worst things you can be called as a man, like a creep. So we would see promoters who would promote in like the clubs that we were, and it was like you just knew that they were making money from it, which was great, but it was their way of like being around girls. They probably in any other walk of life they would never. And obviously like these girls aren't stupid as well, and even guys as well. Like they'll beg friend you. The girls will maybe pretend to like flirt with some of these promoters who like aren't their type, let's say, or people they would never bat an eyelid at, but they know they might be able to get in free drinks. And unfortunately, some of these guys take that too far. And I think that was probably the main thing. Just not all of them, but like there's some of them who you just think like, you know what, like there was some where me and Ryan be like, we have to keep an eye on him because if there's drunk girls around and that they get a bit too handsy, shall you say, and stuff, which was sad. But unfortunately, it's people, you go to a normal nightclub and people are like that. People will take advantage of vulnerable people, whether they're drunk or, so that was one thing that I really didn't like. And probably one of the things that out of the whole industry, there's so much good in it, but that's probably one of the worst things in it, the people who would be in it for the wrong reasons and then try and take advantage of people because of their position. They had a bit of power and stuff. We knew promoters who used to tell girls, like, basically when they think of what they want out of the girls, they were like, right, you're banned, you're never coming back. And they didn't have that power, but they pretended they did. We had it a few times that girls would come out of us and they say, oh, if so-and-so's promoting still there, I'm not coming. Because last time he was rude to me, shouted at me, he gripped my arm, he done this, he done that. I think some people sort of got sucked in and being around sort of like girls that probably the girls of their dreams for too long or too often, they start getting a bit on their high horse and
power play.
And then they start realising, oh, actually, I can stop you coming in. I can go tell the bouncer that you're not allowed in because
you've turned me down.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll probably make up some lie that, I don't know, you've been doing something in the bathroom you shouldn't be doing, or like, So that's the stuff that I didn't like because, like I said, me and Ryan just very much like, we just want people to come out and have a good time. We enjoy going out and partying, and we just want people to come enjoy that experience with us.
Did you guys ever have any situations that put you in like really difficult situations in that way?
I had one actually outside Paper, funnily enough, when I was promoting there, and a group of girls who went to my school, so I'd known them years, were coming out, and they were on my guest list or whatever. And obviously, not everyone knows, but your guest list is how you get paid. So if you have 20 people on the guest list, you get paid off that. So what used to happen a lot was, say this group of 5 girls, one girl might know one promoter and another girl might know another. So they both say to the promoters, say my name on the door, say my name on the door. So you've got one group of girls saying 2 names on the door, which would often cause clashes. And we kind of had that. This group of girls went to my school, come down, and they messaged me. I said, yeah, just say Luke's guest list. That's fine, no problem. But then one of them messaged another promoter, and he said, yeah, say my name. They got to the front. He's standing outside, and he was one of these guys who would stand at the door, making sure you say his name, because even if he was £10 out, he'd be fuming. And he was stood there, and the girl said my name at the door. So he's gone mental, and he's just started swearing at him. And the one girl that he spoke to, he's like, I effing told you to do this. Why are you saying Luke's name, blah, blah. And then he started calling her a slag and this and that, like completely out of like, and I just happened to be outside at the time. And so I've gone over and I've said to him, like, don't talk to her like that. What are you doing? And then obviously I've worked out what's happened. And I just said to him, I said, look, I know them. I went to school with them. But if they message you as well, that's fine. We'll just split it. So I think there was like 6 or 7. So I was like, we'll just split it like half and half. And he's like, nah, they're taking a fucking piss, like blah, blah. And started getting all aggressive. And then I started getting defensive because I don't like seeing people talk to other people like that, especially a man talking to a woman like that. Like I don't condone it at all. And I don't like it. So me and him have had a bit of a word, and then he's just like lost it, and he's like started basically offering me out, and in front of the bouncers, everyone. And I'm like, listen, like me and you, we were at work, like this is not professional. And luckily I kept really calm because I could see all the security watching. The manager had come out, so I just kept it calm as anything. I said, listen, if you've got a problem with me, we'll talk about it afterwards when everyone's gone home. We're not doing it now. Yeah. Like everyone's trying to go in the club and have a good time, and he was just losing his mind, and he was storming up and down the road. But he was known for being a bit of a hothead, and a few girls had put in complaints about him about when they haven't said his guest list, things he'd said to them and stuff. So that was probably the worst, because he was really shouting in this girl's face and just calling her name just because she didn't say his name at the door. Like, and you see, it's not, if you're really struggling for 30, it would have been 30, 40 quid you missed out on. Like, I'll give you the money myself. Like, it's not that big a deal. It's 30 quid. That doesn't, I mean, there's no amount of money that justifies that, but for 30 quid, it was just embarrassing. And I think after that, he actually got told, don't come back. But yeah, there was a few things like that.
Yeah.
Just people getting funny over.
And it's interesting because I'm thinking about it from being the girl's perspective.
Yeah.
You know, where we would be put on tables at like paper, and you'd be with like all of these rugby guys, and you kind of didn't really quite know what was going on either. You know, we were 18, 19 to like 20. And it was an interesting world to be part of. Yeah,
it was. And do you know what? Again, that was another thing that I felt comfortable with, because a lot of the people that me and Ryan had out were just, they weren't like your typical like West End girls who like go in knowing that they're going to get a free night. We just brought like normal people out that like normal nights, and they were happy to spend a bit of money. But obviously we used to get like free bottles and stuff. So if you're my friend and you're coming out, if I can give you a free night, I will. But I'm just never promise it, because sometimes the club will say, no, we haven't got enough people in here. You can't have 3 bottles. You can only have 1, whatever. So we just say, listen, come down. I'll give you a couple of drinks. If I can give you more, great, I will. But there'll be times in certain clubs, they'd be like, right, your group of girls, we need them on that table.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, and I used to say to them, look, I'm not a pimp. Like, that's not what I've got these people out for. If you want to ask them if they want to go over there, feel free. And if they say no, leave them alone. But I'm not going to ask them, because they've asked me to come out on a night out. I'm not going to ask them to go and sit on there. And it would always be like, you could look at the people and you'd be like, they don't want to go. I can tell you for now, they don't want to go and sit over there. Because it'd always be just, because any guys that had a bit about them, they'd go and get their own, they'd have girls on the table already.
With them, yeah.
Or they have friends or whatever. Like, but it's always like slimy, sort of like older guys that you think, you shouldn't even be in here. Like, you're too old. Like, do you know what I mean? And I never like that. I always say to the managers or whoever it was who said, I'd be like, no, you ask them if you want. But me and Ryan would be like, no, like, just leave them.
Is it still like that now?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I haven't been in a West End club for years.
No, neither have I. I think I'd feel like a granny now.
Yeah, honestly, I do. But I don't know who still goes out, because I know like a lot of younger people. Like, I've got a few young lads that work for me and stuff, and they don't go out. They don't go into the West End or anything like that.
It's a bit more chilled now, isn't it? Like, you see the bars that are really popular, and they're like the experience bars with like the games inside, or you know, just a bit more of a chilled vibe. When we used to go out, it was like heels, dressed out to the nines. Like, that culturally kind of doesn't exist as much in London, does it now?
No, I've got a picture of me and my mates in I can't remember what club it was, but like a West End club, and it was just before I started promoting, and we've got ties on. We were wearing shirt and tie. And I remember, because Ryan promoted there, and it was before I started promoting, I remember Ryan messaged me saying, make sure you've got shirt, tie and shoes on. I was like, yeah, of course. And like, one of my mates is in a full-on suit, and I had like a shirt. I think I didn't have a tie on. I thought, I'm not wearing a tie. I had a shirt and like a waistcoat. And like, honestly, looking back now, I think, what on earth are we doing? But you couldn't wear, you weren't like, if you even tried to wear trainers, they're like, no chance.
The shoes were such a big deal, weren't they?
Yeah, massive. And it was always an easy excuse if they didn't want you in there as well. They'd be like, you ain't got shoes on, you're not coming in. But it was different. And back then, you could walk into a club without a table. Now, you can't get in a club without a table.
No.
Back then, we used to queue up. We never bought tables at like 19, 20. We wouldn't be able to afford it.
No.
But you'd be able to walk in. It was often just like, oh, you've got to have some girls with you. So we'd walk up, wait for a group of girls, go, all right, we're just going to stay with you. Is that all right? And they'd be like, yeah, cool. And we'd like, it was a big group. And then you'd be fine. You'd get in.
And you did some stuff at District, didn't you?
Yeah.
As well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that big thing that went into the news? It was all about race.
Yeah.
Did you see things that actually play out?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. It wasn't so much necessarily always about race. It was just about what you look like. So it wasn't like a blanket rule that, because I think, if I remember rightly, I think Stormzy put it in one of his tracks.
Did he?
Yeah, he mentioned district and the racism.
Because the story wasn't it? It was like there was a group of girls who got to the door and were essentially turned away. And then they or she claimed that it was because of the colour of her skin.
Yeah, so I can't remember his name. I wouldn't say it anyway. I don't want to tell anyone it. But the promoter, what happened was the girl who was mentioning the promoter she wasn't black. She was either mixed race or white, but she wasn't black. And then she's messaged him saying, "Can me and my girls come?" And then when they've turned up at the door, they said her and one other or something like that can come in, but the others can't. And then she's messaging the promoter saying, "What's going on? Like, you said you've sorted it out." And then he's replied saying, "You didn't tell me they were all black girls." So that's where it come from. But if you went in there, you would see black girls in there. Don't get me wrong, they are completely discriminatory. And some of it is to do with race, but a lot of it is just to do with, for example, if a white girl turned up who they thought didn't look the part, they wouldn't get in either.
Yeah.
So it's all about how you look. And unfortunately, like, they're probably you're more likely to get in if you are white than you are black, because that's just how their twisted minds think. But yeah, it was a big thing, and you can't do that. You can't. I mean, we had it at Libertine. We had a group of girls turn up, and there was 6 of them, and they said 3 of them can come in and 3 of them can't, and they were all white, but the 3 that they can't, they just decided like one wasn't, basically said that one wasn't slim enough, and like this girl wasn't like morbidly obese or anything like that. Not that should even matter anyway, but like she was just slightly larger than, larger, but she dressed really nice, like she dressed appropriately, she didn't look, and after that I said to Ryan, I can't do this, because I knew them personally.
Oh, so you knew them all?
Yeah, so it was my friend, I think it was my friend's sister's like 21st, so I said, yeah, no worries, I'll sort them out. No. So I was so embarrassed, and luckily I had some friends at other clubs and I got them sorted out somewhere else, and yeah, it was. Did
the girls know in that situation?
Because this is the problem, like the door girls will be like, "You're not coming in," but they won't tell you why. But obviously, if you're the promoter, you're like the first point of call, so they won't let us in what's happening. So you've got to come up with an excuse. I know why. Like, I'm looking and thinking, right, okay, I know why they've done it, but I can't tell them that. So yeah, so that's why they get accused of it. But they don't, these clubs, they don't help themselves, and they have an idea in their mind what they think is like the exclusive people and the beautiful people. But it's ridiculous, because you go in there, if you know the right person, you can get in wearing what you want, looking what you look like. So you go in there and you think, well, half these people in there don't look anything like what you say your brand is. And
it's interesting because I don't think the men get treated the same.
No,
it's like if they came with a wad of cash or like, the biggest credit card, they could be let's just be honest, the ugliest fucker.
Yeah.
And they're in.
Yeah. No, it's true. And that's why it's so bad. And just I know, like, back then when that racism thing happened at District, people like Instagram and stuff like that was just first coming out. So I think so many people hadn't been exposed. I think now clubs will think twice about doing it, because like tomorrow you'll be cancelled, and rightly so. But I think back then, because they'd got away with it for so long, they just kept doing it, and it's just vile. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, how, like, I don't know how the door girls do. Honestly, I don't know how they can stand there and go, right, yeah, you can come in, but you 3 can't. I don't know how they do it. Either just turn the whole group away, or let them all in. Do you know what I mean? And there's someone for everyone. Like, there might be a table of guys that love girls who are slightly larger, or love black girls, or love girls that you just don't seem to think that fit your bill. Like, but just because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So just because you say you don't think they're attractive, well, who's to say that half the club doesn't?
It's a fascinating thing. What was your brief as a door girl to what the beauty standard is for this club? And I know, like, I have a staffing agency, so predominantly who provide work, because it's for nightlife festivals and events, to women. So back in the day, I mean, I started the company 18 years ago, we'd be told like code words, like send people that profile. Yeah. And so then you had to discern what was profile. Yeah. And it was things like race went into it. Yeah. Height, color of the hair, even. Like, you didn't want someone with pink hair, or, like, there was definitely an ideal where they wouldn't necessarily spell it out to you, but they were harsh. They'd send people home if they weren't quite completely on point. And, I guess that kind of like shapes your, when you're a young business in that as well, you kind of don't have that backbone or that sense of what is right or wrong, or where do I want to position myself. So you kind of roll with it. But when you reflect back, like, do you ever think, I maybe wouldn't have done it like that?
I think for us, we always stayed true to ourselves, and like me and Ryan were never, if a group of girls wanted to come out, if they came out and they were like dressed in tracksuits and like looked like they just come up like from the local park, then I say you can't come in because you don't look right. But I don't care we didn't care what race you are, like where you're from or whatever. Like we don't care. Like if you come out and have a good time, that's it. That's all we're worried about. And anyone who got turned away or refused was out of our control and out of our power. So like we ourselves never went against that. And even to our events now, I would never, if someone asked for a ticket and they were black or they looked, I don't know, different to what the normal crowd looks like, if they're there for a good time and they look like they're going to come enjoy themselves and they don't look like they're going to cause trouble, because that's a big thing. We don't want people who are going to come and look like they might cause issues or trouble or whatever. If you look like, you'd be fine, then you can come. Like, we just want people to come and have a good time. If we can expand that to as many people as possible, then it's brilliant. And I think, we tried to stay away from any clubs that were like that. Like I said, at Liberty, and after that situation happened, I was like, I can't do this. When that stuff happened at District, we hadn't done any events there for a while anyway. It is horrible. But to be honest, it's not just the clubs. It comes from the local councils, the people like higher up, the club owners, everything, because the club owners get pressure. We used to work at a place in Kensington, and basically the council's remit for your license, you're not allowed to play R&B or hip hop. And we were like, okay, so why is that then? And then the club owner would be like, well, it attracts. And I'm like, attracts what? Because I know loads of white people that like R&B.
I love R&B.
Yeah. And so I'm like, so what's the problem? And they're like, well, they think it's too many black people, basically, or the term they like to use is urban. It's too urban, too many urban people. So we knew what that meant. So when you've got councils putting pressure on people who own these nightclubs that cost thousands of pounds and they pay ridiculous money in rent and rates and stuff like that, it's not right. But I can understand why they feel like, right, well, we need to make sure we toe the line, because otherwise council can take your license away like that, like tomorrow, and that's it, shut down. And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So it starts from the top and then it filters its way down. We worked at clubs where they said, too many black boys in here, like we don't want any more. And he'd be like, but I know loads of white guys that fight. I know loads of Asian guys that fight. Like, it doesn't matter what, like, people fight, guys fight in all races and religions. It doesn't, your color of your skin doesn't define whether you fight or not. But it's a stupid narrative that they have in London. I'm sure in loads of places. Like, don't get me wrong, we've had to do it from when I started doing events for the whole career, going to venues, and they say, what music do you play? Oh, it's like pop, bit of house, bit of old school R&B. Like, old school R&B is a bit more like acceptable.
Accepted, yeah, because it's an older crowd.
Yeah. If you say hip hop or bashment, no chance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. Unless you're going, like, certain venues are fine, but we do quite like high end ones. So we did like the W Hotel. We've done Gaucho a few times. We've done Scion Lounge. We've done some really nice venues. And not all of them, but like some of them, you can't tell them really what kind of music you play, because straight away they won't even give you a chance, which is sad. But it's one of those things. What do you do? Do you stand up to them and then you don't allow your brand to grow in the places you want to, or do you just play the game? Because we still play that music. Don't get me wrong. We don't change our music style, but I just tell them to get the foot through the door. Then when everyone's there and everyone's eating and partying and dancing, and honestly, almost every venue we go to, they go, your crowd's so amazing. Like, everyone's so friendly. People are friendly to staff. The way we organise as well, I tell all venues, I say, if anyone's being rude, anyone's disrespecting your staff, come find me or Ryan, because we know everyone personally, and we'll tell them, don't speak to them like that. Like, please have a bit of respect. And they do. People respect us because we know a lot of people personally come to our events. They respect the event, and they're good people. So, and it doesn't matter if they're all black or if they're not. Like, everyone's the same vibe. It's got nothing to do with what you look like or the colour of your skin. But unfortunately, you have to play the game. But that's no different across life. Unfortunately, the world isn't fair. And if you're from certain places, you look a certain way. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to try a little bit harder to get things that you want, and you have to make a decision. Do you fight against that and try and fight and take on the world, or do you play the game and
Change it from within.
Exactly.
Is what I always find.
Yeah.
It's like get in the door.
Yeah.
And then work your magic.
Yeah.
Like to try and fight it, you're like, there's 2 games you're playing there.
Yeah.
And one of them's going to lose.
Exactly. And unfortunately, when you do try and fight it, then that just gets flipped as, see, this is why we don't want to see, look, argumentative, chip on their shoulder, all that, those stupid things, which it is unfair, but the world is unfair. So you have to make a decision. So we know how to play the game, do what we need to do. Like we have it with the festival, with the local council and stuff like that. The police come in and ask us questions where you think that is borderline like discriminatory. Like, are you but you can't
actually say that.
Yeah, no, honestly, they do, and I've called them out on it before when I've had meetings with the police and stuff, and they soon backtrack. They realise what they say, but for me, the scariest thing is how easily it rolls off the tongue, and they're sitting there talking to me with the way that I look, but then you make a deflammatory comment.
It's cognitive awareness.
It is.
I've been sat at a table before, like in a business meeting with loads of guys, and they've been like, "Well, of course you're successful."
Yeah. And
I was like, well, what do you mean? Sorry. And they're like, well, look at you. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
You're saying I am successful because of how I look alone.
Yeah. It's
like, can you listen to what you just said? But it's just like they look at me as if I'm the thick one.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, huh?
But I just like what goes through your head to think that something like that is okay to say. Like that's what really baffles me, and that's what really gets me, is that people don't think before they speak, and then even when they do, they don't see the error of their ways. I had a meeting with a police officer one time before the festival, and we was doing a walk around the site, and we was talking or whatever. And he'd been the year before, and he said, "Oh, yeah, great event, like brilliant. We had no trouble at all. The most we had one person going for a piss in the bush. That was it." And he's like, for 2,000 people, that's the only problem.
Amazing, yeah.
Like he said, no trouble, no fights, no one's even too drunk. I said, brilliant. He's like, so this year, not worried at all. And he goes, but something like this kind of event, it doesn't really worry me anyway. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. He goes, yeah, we do a lot of bigger things. He's like, mate, we do the MOBOs, so you can imagine what that's like. And I was like, okay, what is that like then?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, you know, like it's busier. And I was like, okay, so why didn't you say the Brit Awards? Or why didn't you say the BAFTAs? But you said MOBOs because it's a Black Awards event. I know why you've said it. And as soon as he went bright red and he like backtracked and he was stuttering. And that is just the prime example of the language and the narratives that they had that are just embedded. So like, it's when people talk about institutional racism, like that's what that is. That's not people outright saying they don't like black people or Muslims or anything like that. It's people saying things where they don't even realize they're saying it. And it's sad that in this day and age, I mean, it's getting worse now, but it's sad that we live in a society where police officers are saying things like that, who are metropolitan police officers. They're in London, the most multicultural, cosmopolitan, one of the most cities in the world, and they still have in the back of their mind this discrimination against black people or a black event. And it's sad. And funnily enough, not long after that, I posted a video from the festival the year before, and the video was everyone dancing to and singing to a bashment song. And then all of a sudden the police were on my case. Right, can you send me all the DJ names?
No.
Blah, blah, like honestly, that, and I can't 100% say it was because of that, but they hadn't said anything before that. And then after that, one of the police officers said, I've been looking on your Instagram, and he asked me a couple of questions, and then I got all these requests.
Interesting.
And before that, I'd never posted a song with bashment in. It was just R&B, a couple of house songs, or we put music over the top of it. And this was the first one that was like a real proper bashment song where everyone was going wild, but not in a bad way. Everyone's having a great time, singing their hearts out, loving life. And all of a sudden the questions and the requests start coming in from there. So
do you think that Stereotype is ever going to truly change?
No, not really. I think in the time that we're living in now, I think it shows that a lot of people, even when they don't say things, they harbour these feelings inside. And all it takes is, whether it's a political leader or someone in a place of higher power, someone on TV in a position of influence, to say things that allow people to say, well, if he says it, I can. Or if he says something that's a little bit bad, I'm not a politician, or I'm not on TV, so I can say something worse than him. And I think people always harbour these feelings, because I think people have these feelings not just because, I don't think a lot of people are out and out racist because they don't like a certain religion or this or that. I think they get jealous of other people, and I think they just use that as an excuse. They're envious, and that's an excuse for them to justify why their life has not turned out the way it should, maybe why they're not happy within themselves or what they've done with their lives. And I don't think you'll ever get away from it. I think unfortunately there's too many people in the world that will use it, weaponize it, and yeah, like we're seeing now in this country, America, places like that, all over the world, really. People are getting, just for the way they look, are getting abused, dragged off the streets, you know, just held accountable for things, for actions of other people, just because they're Muslim and the person who's done a bad thing is Muslim, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I think until that changes, stereotypes will always be there. And I just don't think as a human race, I don't think we ever will be able to. You're always going to have people who are born who are unhappy. And the easiest and the first thing that people go to is, oh, they look different than me, so that's why I hate them.
And in our industry, so in events and nightlife, why do you think, like use the example of bashment, like bashment events, or why has that been attached to being more troublesome? Is there any roots or truth in that? No,
because you probably had loads of it. Like we've been to like events where there's been trouble and they're like predominantly black events, but it's not because they're black. The color of the skin isn't a reason why there's been trouble. It's just happened to be at a black event. But I've been down the pub where it's full of white people and people have been glassed and a chair smashed over there. Like you go anywhere. Yeah. Like you can't say that like, fights don't happen at certain particular races events, or like, oh, if you go there, that doesn't happen because they're all white or they're all Asian, or it doesn't work like that. I just think it's a wider problem in society. Like people have this preconception, like when they talk about like knife crime and stuff, and they'll say like it's like, for example, London has a Trident, which is the police force that is dedicated to black on black crime, which really is a bit of a red herring, because it's you're trying to help people because a lot of the knife crime involves black people, but it's not because they're black. It's because it's a socio-economic problem. It's people who are in the poorer parts of society. That's the issue. And in London, predominantly they're more black people. But if you go up to Glasgow, if you go up to Newcastle and the poor areas there, it's not all black people. Like it's white people, and it's the same issues, the same levels of crime, the same problems. But we don't have police forces up there. And don't get me wrong, I understand you might want a certain police force because they understand the community better. They may have a better relationship than the standard police because the relationships over the years have broken down with standard police. If that's the reason, that's fine. But it's got nothing to do with black people or anything to do with race. You go to countries across the world, in Europe and stuff, Eastern Europe, where it's all white people. Do you think they have no crime? Do you think people don't get murdered and killed? Of course they do. But it's just an age-old thing that, I don't know, they've always done it. My dad's black, and you know, he said it from when he was young, the issues that they used to have, trying to go places, trying to get in places. I remember we went to Liverpool once when I was about 20 years old, and there's 5 of us, all black and mixed race, and we tried to get into this club, all dressed nice. We had, back then it was the shirt and shoes time, dressed properly, and the bouncer went, sorry lads, we don't let gangs in here. And we were like, what? Like, gangs? Like, we're in like shirt, and like we didn't, and we all dressed not like, you know, sometimes some people dress smart, but you can tell you don't usually wear that stuff. Yeah. It looks like you got your dad's clothes on, like you've borrowed a shirt off your dad, like you don't look like you fit in. Well, like we were all dressed nice. Like a lot of my mates worked in offices, so they knew how to wear shirt and shoes. Like they were clean, we were tidy. And he said that, and he just started laughing, and that was like and we was like, wow. So
it's mad. And I've seen we've started a division of the company out in Dubai, and that's been fascinating because it's brought all of these conversations back up again. I felt like the UK became, particularly for our industry and the way that they'd relate to us as service providers, maybe a little bit more, should we call it PC, or like they wouldn't be as explicit as they were back in the day. Because obviously there's so much more talk about it. Like you said, there's social media. We're talking a lot more about diversity, equality and inclusion in the workplace. What does that mean? And people have got that in their awareness. And so we were used to operating in the UK like that. And then we went to Dubai. That doesn't exist. Yeah. No, so everyone's just, it's gone like back in time, it feels like, where you're just like, no, only blondes are pretty. And you're like, huh? Yeah. Like, just all I want is a blonde girl. Right. Okay. And so now we've been having these conversations in the office, like, how do we want to relate to that? Yeah. Because culturally, what they're saying in their world is not wrong. Yeah. They're from a different worldview. Yeah. And so we're battling out these things day by day. Like, do you take that work? Do you not? Do you try and coach them into having a brunette? Like what? Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It's I don't know, what do you do if you're trying to run an honest business and try and grow your business and stuff? What do you do? Like if you're going into another country, whether it's right or wrong, it's a different culture. And can you take on all the people in the higher places when you're just someone from England who's just trying to make their way, like who's got really no power. Like you're trying to make something for yourself, and like what do you do? That's the dilemma, the juxtaposition. It's so hard because you think, okay, well, if I don't do it and I stand my ground, I say, no, that's not right.
Someone else will do it.
Yeah, someone else will do it and you'll get nowhere.
Yeah.
So do you play the game a little bit, but then I suppose it's like anything, it's balance, and how far can you go before you can not sleep at night? And you think, right, okay, this is taking the piss now. Like this is bang out of order. You know, like I've just always felt if I find a new venue in London and it's a bit snobby, but it's a really nice venue, I want to do it. I know I have to go there and speak a certain way, probably dress a certain way. I can't turn up looking a bit casual. I've got to put on my best voice, speak well, make sure I'm presentable, make sure I'm bang on time, do everything right. And if I have to do those things just to get my foot through the door, that's fine. If it gets to the point where the guy says you can do events, but no black people are allowed, I say, well, no, thank you. It's not for me. Do you know what I mean? So it's balance, isn't there? I think. And I
think what you're talking about there, what I hear is being adaptable. Like that's how you survive. Yeah, you know, like it's being able to move and listen and then position yourself around that and then not go too far. But being adaptable is how any business keeps going.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's a good trait to have in life anyway. To be adaptable, to be able to speak to different people. I've got another business in construction, effectively. So I speak to people who have only ever worked on site on their life. I speak to people who literally can't read or write, but have built multi-million-pound businesses. So the way I speak to them is a lot different to the way I might speak to someone who owns a Mayfair nightclub. Yeah. So being adaptable, it is important. Sometimes you have to do it for the wrong reasons because someone's a bit of a bigot or just a bit of a twat, to be honest. Yeah. But you know what? If the end goal is you get what you want, that's what you have to do. Like, not everyone's going to be nice. Not everyone's going to be your friend. You can't
please everyone.
No, you can't. And you can't walk around and like just have like blanket ways for everyone. Like, you have to adapt. And I think it's important. I think it's good. I think it's good to have the ability to be able to speak to different types of people and not take who they are, what they necessarily all their views to heart. You deal with them for business terms. You think, right, this is business. This is what we do. This is how we speak to each other. I say what I need to get through the door. That's our relationship. Is completely transactional, and that's it. And you don't, like, if I go and meet someone, if I, especially with work and my other business and stuff, like, I never get into conversations about politics, or if anyone even tries to talk about like immigration, no, not talking about it. Back when COVID was, if people trying to talk to me about, oh, do you believe this? I don't want to talk about it, because if my views are different and I think you're an idiot, I'm probably going to then start resenting you, or I'm going to think, I don't like you anymore. So I'd rather not talk about it, because I don't need to. We're not friends. We're not going to socialize. So let's just not have that conversation. Keep the relationship completely transactional. And I don't think that's the best way to be. Like, I'll talk to you about football. I'll talk to you about work, where you've been on holiday, but it's all completely service level. Anything other than that, I don't want to hear it. And
that's so interesting, isn't it? Because I think, like, being in a relationship business, I can imagine lots of people think they must know you and Ryan, or you know, like, massively, but they don't. No,
they don't. They really don't. And obviously, like, especially with social media, you can portray yourself to be anyone. You can be I know some of the brokest people I know, and they look like they're millionaires on their social media. I know, you can even change the way you look. So from acting like you've got money or not having money, or you live a certain life or not, to looking the way, like, you can change everything. So me, like, I've never ever been like massively on like posting my whole life on social media. Like, for years, no one even knew I was before I started my own business, I was an engineer, and I'd be on and off building sites all the time. When I first started promoting, no one ever knew that, because I never used to post much back then. It was BlackBerry days as well, so there was no Instagram stories or not even Snapchat. And it was only years after when I started my own business, I started promoting it a bit more. So I started posting it, and people are like, oh, when did you start that? And I was like, I've been doing it about 10 years. Yeah. But you tell people what you want to tell them, and they see certain things, and people feel like they know you because they might come out every week, but they don't really know you. Like, I always used to say, like, I know a lot of people, but they don't know me. Yeah. Like, they know me, say hello to, but if you said, what's Luke's sister's name? They'd be like, oh, I don't know. How many brothers and sisters have you got? I ain't got a clue. Because you'd see him come out, thanks for coming out. You chat completely surface level, and in a nightclub, how much conversation do you have? So, yeah.
I remember I started to learn that like around 20, probably when I was about 25, and I've been in the industry, like I said, since I was 19. And you start to go like, are you my friend just because I'm getting you in to the night, or you're coming to party with me afterwards? And then I sat with myself and I was like, are they really my friends?
Yeah.
And I had to do a couple, because I used to work in the clubs like from 19 to 25 whilst building the business. I was funding it by also working and selling drinks and stuff. And it was then that I actually made the decision, I'm going to come out of selling the drinks and just fully build. And it was good because it was just coming out of that nightlife environment for a few years, not being front facing. I was like, who's still around? You know, who's still actually my friends? Like, what kind of depth of relationships do I want? What does a friendship mean to me? Because I just like my whole business world up to that point had just been nightlife. And that can be, as a young person, very surface level and really like, I've actually got any friends, you know? And I'm a very like, my mum's brought me up in a set. My mum and dad were church pastors. So they've brought me up to have good friends and know how to build relationships and be really good with people. But it was a good experience because I woke up to that, you know?
Yeah, I think I went into it just thinking, I like these people, but it is completely transactional. Like, I can get you in, but you also put money in my pocket. So I'm happy for you to pretend to be my best mate and tell everyone, oh yeah, Luke's my friend, when we're not really. Like, I don't see you outside of... I've got people I used to see every week, but I never see them outside an event when we used to promote every week. So are you my friends really? I don't know, but for the purpose of what we're doing, I would just call them like social friends or
acquaintances.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
exactly. And for me, I was never really too fussed because I knew who my real friends were. And if along the way, don't get me wrong, there were some people that me and Ryan met over the years that would come out support us, and we did become really good friends, and we would like maybe go to events that were abroad and like they were going and we'd all have a great time. We got some like really good memories with some genuine friends. And then there's other people who they're probably not really fussed about me and what I'm doing now. I'm not really fussed about them. But back then they came out, I got them maybe free entry a couple of times. I gave them a few free drinks or just through a few parties that they really enjoyed. And that was the relationship. And for me, that was, I thought, you know what, that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to, not everyone has to be someone who you can confide in or knows everything about you. And I'm quite a private person anyway. Like I don't want everyone knowing everything about me. You know, because these people might be out for a couple of months and then all of a sudden they get in a relationship, they don't come out anymore. And then you've told them your whole life story and you think, well, I don't even know you anymore. Like, so yeah, it's hard. I mean, me and Ryan always laugh about it because we have it all the time where we'll be just in the shopping centre. I did it the other day in Westfield. Someone's come up to me like, oh, how you doing? How's Jan? And I'm like, oh, how you doing, baby? All right? Yeah. In my head, I'm thinking, who the hell is this? And she's like, oh, when's your next event? I haven't been in years. Like, do you remember? Blah, blah, blah. In my head, I'm thinking, please don't say you don't remember me, do you? Because I'm going to go, nah. So I'm going along with it. And Ryan says it all the time. He goes like, mate, it happened to me the other day. Like, and it's so funny because like we're so people like, oh, how you been? How's everyone? Like, and see them in Asia thinking, I don't know who everyone is. Like, I'm just like using a generic term, hoping that you don't clock. But we was out promoting, especially at the start, we was promoting 2-3 times a week. You could have like up to 20-30 people out every night. So that's like hundreds of people a month coming out. So like you're going to forget people like 15 years ago. And
of course.
And if someone only came out like once or twice, back then you would remember them. But 15 years later, do you remember them? Like probably
but they remember you because you were fundamentally getting them in for that night, for that experience, for that celebration.
Yeah. And if we did their birthdays, we'd always make a fuss. So we used to do this big thing about if it's your birthday, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'd get them like a cake. So the cake comes out with sparklers, round of shots for the girls. The photographer comes over. Like they all, like everyone loved it. It was good. Like you feel special for 10 minutes. You get to choose your own song that the DJ plays while your cake comes out. So obviously they'll probably remember that. Whereas like we did this about 5-6 times a night every week. So then obviously there are some people who like, did I do that for you? I hope you had a good time. Like, and that's it really. So yeah, it's hard. And yeah, especially where we don't promote every week now as well.
Yeah. So
like you get on things, obviously like I've got my other business, like Ryan's got another job as well. So like, you know, life takes over and yeah, you can't remember everyone, but it's funny when it happens. You know, honestly, I'm sweating like, please don't ask me what your name is or anything like that because I ain't got a clue.
So if anyone's listening to this and you see Ryan,
yeah.
like you see anyone out,
I know everyone's going to say that now.
Ryan, and then you'd be like, do you know my name?
Yeah, literally, that's going to be the first thing they say now.
That. So with your events that you do have now, do you have the same people that come like regularly that used to come out with you back in the day? Is it fresh people? Yeah,
so we're really, really lucky. We've got like a really good following, like a really strong core following who have been with us. We've got some people that have been with us since the first jam we done.
Wow.
And then we've got some people that have even used to come out when we was in West End. And I think a lot of it is, especially, I think, guys, because they come and have a good time and they know me and Ryan would never go, like, we'd never promote a club that was shit. We'd never put an event on with shit music. Like, we're really particular about what DJs we have and what the music's like and the vibe, like I said before. But I think with a lot of girls that used to come out with us, I think a lot of them felt not necessarily safe, but like, they know if they come out with me and Ryan, like, we'll look after them. So if there is any issues, me and Ryan, we can, like, Luke, this guy's bothering me, or even if it's just that they want to come out with their girls, they're not really interested in chatting to other guys or meeting guys. They just want to come out, have a good time. And, you know, if they're with me and Ryan, then come out. Ryan's like Mr. Energy. Ryan is the life and soul of the party. So a lot of them will feed off Ryan. They want to come out with Ryan and be around him and his energy and his, just the way he is. He's unbelievable to be around. He's one of a kind. And people, honestly, like, if we do an event and Ryan can't make it, like, you notice it. And if he may like come later to an event because he's got stuff going on in the day or whatever, so he might come a few hours late. Where's Ryan? Because he literally brings the energy and the love and everything, and everyone just wants to be around him. And I think because of that, people enjoy coming out with us, because then they can come out, listen to good music. They're not going to get harassed and manhandled by like guys everywhere. They know what they're getting. They know they're going to enjoy it. And like I always say, we're always honest to people as well. Like, if we can give you a freebie, if we can look after you, we will. But we're not the promoters who go, we'll give you a free table, and you turn up and there's 50 other girls sitting on the same table. Yeah. Like, none of that. So yeah, we've got a good core following, and they support us and they enjoy it. We have groups of people who say, like, we don't go anywhere other than jam.
And I think you're smart, because I'm guessing your demographic is maybe slightly older if they've followed you for a little while. Yeah. So we have like a bit of a mixture. It's probably like now mid-20s to sort of late 30s. Nice. So we've got the people who come out with us back in the day, and they probably don't come out all the time. They maybe come out once or twice a year, because a lot of them settled down, maybe had kids, engaged, married, that kind of thing. And then we still have like sort of a slightly younger crowd, 26, 27, maybe people who are like probably quite mature, bit of an older head on them, who like old school R&B and like still listen to that kind of music, which I always think, but yeah, you're only 26 and you know this song. I know. And you think, and then it makes me feel really old, but then they're just the kind of people that, like, when I was 25, they'll find that music.
Yeah, exactly. I was the same when I was younger. I used to listen to all like music that was way older than me, like way above me, but I enjoyed that music, and I would prefer to go to events like that than ones from my own age. And I think if you're 20, especially as a woman, if you're a 26, 27-year-old woman and you're quite mature, I think most 26, 27-year-old guys aren't that mature. Like, they're just their age, I think. I think you probably get more 27-year-old girls who are looking at their lives thinking what they want to do in terms of like settling down, whether they want kids, whether they don't want kids. Whereas I think if you're 26, 27 as a guy, you're probably you're just acting your age, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think that's why you maybe get sort of some girls that age who like to go to things that are a little bit with older guys, because they feel like, all right, if the guy's in their 30s, they've probably got their shit together a little bit more. They maybe know what they want in life a little bit more. They finish like playing around, or they finish like just, sort of having that sort of like younger mentality, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're 26 and you live as a 26-year-old, great. Like, I lived way above my years for years, and I probably didn't enjoy my 20s as much as I probably should have done, because I was too worried about what I'm going to do and if I'm going to make money, if I'm going to be successful or whatever. So there's no shame in it at all. But I think that's why, we don't really get younger guys, but we do get a few younger girls. That's
awesome. And you do good venues. So the price point, people are going to spend.
Yeah.
Which
that's one really good thing about our crowd as well. The girls, I'm not sure are spending, and every venue says it. They're like, I can't believe your girls are buying bottles there. Because like I said earlier, they're just normal people who want to come out having a good time. So like, yeah, of course, if we're going out and
we've got money to spend.
Yeah. Like, they don't come out all the time, but when they do, they think, well, I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And none of them expect freebies, so they're all people who work, and a lot of them got good jobs and do well for themselves, so they'll come out, spend money. And we do venues that are nicer, but if events on in an expensive venue in 2-3 months' time, people would rather put some money aside and go to an event that's good, that might be a bit more expensive, than go down somewhere that's a lot cheaper, and you think, well, I'm only spending 50 quid, but you're spending 50 quid, you're getting 50 quid's worth of entertainment or party. Do you know what I mean? So, the nice venues, you can't go to a nice venue and not spend any money.
No.
Like, if you want to go to a nice venue, you want to have the good experience of good parties in really nice venues, unfortunately you have to pay. Like, and we don't set the prices. When we take on a venue, we don't set the prices. If we go SDK, the prices are the prices. We can't do anything about that. As much as I would love to give everyone £2 drinks and everyone gets to get drunk on 50 quid, but I can't do that. And also as well, the nicer venues and the more expensive ones filter out the riffraff. So the people who are maybe not there for the right reasons, who want to come, and I'm mainly talking about guys that want to come, don't want to spend any money, but they've seen on Instagram or stories that there's some nice girls there, and they want to turn up, but they don't want to spend the money. So it kind of helps straight away filter out the people you think, I don't really want you here because you're going to be here for the wrong reasons.
Smart model. And so tell us about the festival. It's your 5th year this year or 6th?
Yeah. So Summer Jam Festival this year. It's our fifth year, so 5th birthday. It's just started off small. Obviously 5 years ago, probably about 700-800 people, and we just steadily grown it each year. And it's essentially what we've always done, is throw a party for our people and people, like-minded people, just on a slightly bigger scale. Never wanted to go to sort of like 5, 7, 10,000, especially not initially, because you lose what we've built in terms of the vibe and atmosphere. It'd be like you'd be getting people there that you don't know who they are, what they're into, what they're like, which is, it's fine if you want to look at it as solely as a business model and you just want to make money or bring in as much cash as you want. But for me and for Ryan and for the whole team that works with us, we love doing it because of, we stand there and watch everyone having a good time partying. Like me and Ryan always say it, like when we hear people have a jam group chat because they've got summer jams coming up and they're all putting outfit ideas on it, like nice. That feeling is incredible, because we used to do that when we were younger, when we'd go to events and we'd have a group chat, right, like, boys, what are you wearing, like, or what time are you getting the minibus down there or whatever. So the fact that people are doing that for us, it's something so small, but you just sort of think, wow, people are doing that for us.
Yeah.
And we generally do enjoy watching people have a good time. So yeah, we started growing it. It's in Barnet in North London. And it's grown slowly but surely. Like each year we've increased the size of it. And we've done 3,000 last year, so that's our cap. So we're going to stay at 3,000 again this year. It's a real good event. It's literally just a stage, a couple of tents, bars, and everyone just having the best time. Like the vibe and atmosphere is unbelievable. The videos I've got on my phone of like the whole crowd, I mean the whole crowd singing their heart out. Like me and Ryan stand on stage and like, I don't think I've cried for about 15 years, and I'm nearly brought to tears, like just pure joy, just knowing that.
Yeah,
it's hard work.
I was about to say, because the work you've put into that. Oh,
it's hard. It's about, like, we're starting organising it from now, and it's not till September. So the paperwork, the backwards and forwards, the fights I have to have with council, local police, local authorities is like, they're only doing their jobs, but it's just paperwork non-stop, sending it back, nope, that's not good enough, nope, change that. Or, they're very reactive. So if there's a festival tomorrow and there's an incident, I may have to change my whole risk assessment because of that, when it's another festival that's got nothing to do with me.
Because it's the same site or the same area.
Yeah, same area. Sometimes not even the same area. It's in London, that happened, so it could happen in this bit. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, so it is a nightmare.
So in a way, you're all in the festival ecosystem, like impacting each other massively as well. Yeah. If something happens, it's like, right.
Yeah, massively. And we're only small. Technically, we're not even classed as a festival. I believe you have to be over 5,000 to be actually classed as a festival. Yeah, I think it's I can't remember the terminology. I think it's like a large outdoor event if you're under 5,000.
But that must be more beneficial for surely festivals get more stick.
I mean, to be honest, we still have to jump through the same hoops. It's just, if my risk assessment is 50 pages long, if you've got 10,000 people, yours is like 250 pages long. So it's just it's more like, it's just relative really. But it's a lot of hard work. And then the build and breakdown, oh my word, like I don't sleep for about 3 days. Like it's ridiculous because you're on site, you're building. Last year we had not last year, the year before, we had an absolute nightmare, and the alcohol was being delivered and the forklift loading alcohol got a flat tire. So I had to manually load all the alcohol for a 2-day festival. So that took hours. So we're 6 hours behind. The lorry driving up to us, that got a flat tire as well. Couldn't drive, had to pull over in a lay-by. I had to stay on site until about 3 a.m. because I was the only one who could drive the forklift to take off all the alcohol. So then I was already, and that was the first day. So I was already on the back foot, had about 2 hours sleep back at site. And it's just like, from there, you don't eat properly. Someone will run to KFC, grab a bucket of chicken, you quickly have a piece of chicken in your back. You're lifting this, you're putting up this gazebo, you're doing that, you're organising the tent people, and it's so much. And honestly, at the end of it, I'm exhausted, but it is all worth it.
And so has your construction background been useful in the festival? Like, has been any crossover?
Yeah, loads. Yeah. So I primarily do, the company I have is a hire company. So we basically hire construction machinery, forklifts, anything basically in construction, machinery, generators, anything. So there's a lot of stuff like generators, fencing, forklifts, all that kind of stuff I get from my other company. So it's good. It enables me to, I can get it cheaper rates and stuff, which is good. And when you build a festival site, you have to treat it like a proper site. You can't just go there, start building, not have the proper procedures in place. So like your area has to be fenced off so members of the public can't get in because you're in the field. So if someone's walking their dog and you're driving around in a forklift, you can't have a dog running around when you're carrying heavy goods and stuff like that. So you have to have all the right procedures. So knowing all of that stuff, it does help a lot, keeps us sort of in check and makes sure that we're doing things properly. Because if accidents happen, I'm still liable. You know, as much as events are fine, it's still a business. And if someone has an accident on site, I'm the owner of the business. I'm liable. And obviously, and you know, morally, you don't want anyone to have any accidents anyway. So, the crossover does help. So yeah, it's good. And that's why, I mean, I have some of my lads who work for me come and help out at the festival and they love it because they're used to being on like building sites or stuff like that. And then they get to come to the festival and they're still working. They're filling up the generators and fixing stuff that might have gone wrong on the day and stuff, but they're loving it. It's like a little break and change and it's good.
Who doesn't love a festival? Like, come on.
I know. When the sun's out and
when the sun's out and it's the music you love.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
It is, honestly, and it's the only downfall of doing festivals in this country is the weather that you can't. I can control almost everything else. Like we can deal with everything, but you can't control the weather.
Yeah. And
that is the hardest thing. And you try and I'm massively don't get stressed or worked up about things you can't control. But honestly, every day you're on the weather app, like refreshing.
Of course.
And one thing people love to do is message you and tell you if it's going to rain. And I'm like, thanks for telling me. I do know.
You looked in the same place that I can look.
Yeah. And also, you telling me it's going to rain.
Ain't got change.
Yeah. So what am I supposed to do? And people honestly, they're like, have you seen it's raining on Saturday? And I'm like, okay, thanks for that. And then what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I get more messages about that, about the weather, if it's going to be like dodgy weather, than I would about tickets or anything else.
Hilarious.
Honestly, it's mental.
I'm thinking of you. I'm just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Cool. Stop. Yeah, I hear you. And so tickets are on sale now, aren't they?
So tickets are on sale now. They're on like a pre-sale. We start selling the day we finish the festival. We start selling discount tickets anyway for the next year. So if anyone wants to get them, they can get them cheap now. And then we'll do a proper launch in the next few weeks. Nice. We're just finalising a few bits. We're going again, same again. We're going to get some different DJs this time, but it'll be the same kind of music, same vibe. Everyone who's been knows the vibe. The vibes, to be fair, a lot of events, we don't even advertise DJs. The festivals we do because it's bigger, but if we do a brunch, we don't even post what DJs we're having because no one cares because they know whoever's playing, they're going to be good. We'll mix it up. We'll have a few new things. It's the 5th birthday, so we're gonna make it extra special this year. Really looking forward to it because there's over these, like anything, you learn as you go along. So and we listen to people, always listen to feedback when people say, oh, this was a bit of an issue or that was a bit long. Like one year we probably didn't have enough toilets. So girls were like,
I was going to say the toilets the thing.
Yeah. So
usually the feedback.
Yeah. So we listen to things like that. Although I don't know what people were doing at our event in the toilets because we had another event there the next day and it was fine for the same amount of people. So I think people just dilly-dallying on their phones or I don't know what they're doing in the toilets. But you just learn and you pick up on the way and you think, right, okay, we'll rectify that for next year. And then that way, if there is other issues, people can say, well, you know what? That wasn't an issue what it was last year. That was fine. This is now a new issue. So I think people appreciate when you fix certain issues.
I've seen 2 things from working at festivals that people really care about. I don't know if you agree. One is toilets. Yeah. And the other is if there's a queue at the bar. Yeah. Those are just the big things, aren't they?
Yeah, massive. And like that is one thing that I'll never have. And I've never understood when we've done venues where we don't control the bars and they don't have enough bar staff. I've always said to them, like, you're probably paying your bar staff like £12 an hour. It's probably about 60, 70 quid. They're going to generate, having 2-3 extra members of staff, it's going to cost you 250 quid. They're going to generate a lot more than that by having them there. So don't understaff it. If you want 10 bar staff, book 15 because 2 or 3 are probably not going to turn up. And then you've got extras just in case. And then the efficiencies, you're going to make way more money. And I'm massive on that, like huge. I'm huge on service in general. If we do a brunch with food and stuff like that, I speak to the venue, I say, right, I want to know how you do brunches, like, because every kitchen is different. Do you need pre-orders? If you do, that's fine. I'll get them. Whatever I can do, whatever me and Ryan can do to make your service run smoother. Because I know if I went to an event and I'm waiting an hour and a half for food, I'd be fuming.
Everything,
yeah. And these people are paying good money to come. So I want to make sure they have the best service possible. Because I think there's no excuse for service unless we've had times, we had one event once when one of the chefs didn't turn up. So there's one chef for like 250 people. So me and Ryan end up helping. Like Ryan's serving, I'm serving, I'm helping out in the kitchen. Like we do whatever we have to do. I'd rather do that than sit there and everyone has to wait an hour, because people come for a good time, but they pay good money. So you should give them the best service possible.
And it sounds like you guys aren't afraid to get your hands dirty.
No.
Which is what I think the industry's about.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot why people, with our following, people who continue to come, they really do appreciate it. Like people who come to regular events, they will tell you they've seen me and Ryan cleaning plates away. I've served behind the bar before. We do whatever is necessary. Like if someone says, "Oh, can you clear these plates away?" Ryan will pick them up and take them out. He won't go and get a waiter to do it or whatever. Because it's important, because it's the one thing we never want to be is that looking like we're arrogant or we sort of think we're too good to do that or whatever. Like we go around everyone. Festival's a bit different. There's a lot of people, but brunches and stuff, we'll go around people. Thank you for coming. If you're new or if you're old, if you're new, like where did you hear about it? Like thanks for coming. Like hope you have a good time. Any issues, let us know. Old, like people have been loads. Like how you been? Like what's been new? Like blah blah blah. Have a chat. Just because we generally are grateful for people coming. And it goes a long way. Like just to take 30 seconds, a minute out of your time to go and speak to people and thank them for coming costs you nothing. But to those people, even if they don't realise it and consciously think about it, it goes a long way. I
agree. And I think in our industry, maybe more so than others, most people are like connectors or connecting type people. They care about that. They want to see that you're connected to what you're doing and you're present.
Yeah.
I know, like, you know, I guess every industry is different, but like if you're the CEO of like a 1,000 people organization, you know, people might not expect you to like clean the floors or whatever. But I think in our industry, it's respected a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, to be honest, I think you can carry it across the board. Like I said, if you've got 1,000 employees, they're not all going to expect to have a personal relationship with the person who owns it. But in my other company now, I would never tell anyone to do something that I wouldn't do. And sometimes when I have to do jobs that ordinarily I wouldn't do, I'll deliberately like put it in a group chat, a picture of me doing something like where I'm all dirty or something, and not to rub it in their face, but I'll make a joke of it.
Example.
But part of me is doing it because I'm showing them, look, I still do it. So if I'm asking you to do something and you're a bit tired or whatever, like just remember that I don't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do. And and again, that breeds such positivity, because people are like, well, no, I can't say no, because if the owner's doing it or the person in charge is doing it, I can't say no. And yeah, it doesn't breed any bad blood as well. People don't start thinking, oh, he's just swelling off here doing that.
I think people love to work for people who are hardworking as well. Or love to work with people that are hardworking, because you're setting your culture. So if they feel like you're swanning off or on holiday all the time or whatever they think you might be doing, I don't think the motivation comes there. I think they get pissed off. I think it's when greed can seep in and people be like, how can I kind of work this system a bit? You want to be honest and real and hardworking for someone who demonstrates that for you. Yeah, 100%. And obviously, you know, people, by like human nature, people will get jealous. Yeah. So if you have been successful and you turn up into work in a nice car or you've been on a few nice holidays or whatever, it's a lot easier for people to swallow if they know that you're grafting when you are here though, and they'll accept it because you are the owner or you are the boss or whatever. It's when people look like they don't do anything and they never do anything and they're barking orders and then they're swanning in their fancy car and then they think, oh, do you even do any work? And whether that's right or wrong, because they're the owners or whatever, that is how people think, and that's how minds work. So yeah, you have to understand that. And yeah, if you want to have a good environment and a good atmosphere, with my lads at work, and even when we're doing the festival and stuff, we always say thank you. Like when someone does a job and they've done a job really well, just say thanks. It doesn't cost you anything. And you say, thanks, well done, you smashed it. Or after every event, we'll put a message in the group chat, thank you everyone for your help. Another wicked event, like, and that's it. You're not paying anyone extra money. You're not gratitude.
Yeah, and that's it. It takes only a short amount of time, and yeah, it honestly, it does go a long way.
As an entrepreneur, I think naturally we're wired to keep moving forward and like to keep things progressing. So I know I'm really big on this too, because it helps me to ground just for a moment. Yeah. To like appreciate this moment. Like you don't need to move on to the next thing that has to be done or the next event or the next. There's always something to do, isn't there? So the next thing you have to do. So I actually just appreciate it for you all. Yeah. Right now. Yeah. Yeah, because like one thing I've learned as I've got older and my business have grown, you can't do everything yourself. No. So you need to get the right people in place, people you can trust, who you know are going to do the job to your standards, your satisfaction, which isn't easy. It's not easy. I mean, in the events, like everyone who works is either related to me or Ryan, because they're probably the only people that we really feel like we can trust. And we have a few others who
they're not family, but we've worked with them for years. So we're very tight knit, but you still show them the same appreciation because you need them. Like I couldn't do anything, any businesses that I have, I couldn't do anything without the people that are around me. So you surround yourself with the good people, and then when they're there, you treat them well. Don't treat it like they should be privileged to work for you. You know, you should be privileged to have those good people working for you, because there's 100%. Plenty of, they could probably go out and get jobs, you know, in other places and maybe even get offered more money. You just don't know. And obviously people are, and I think rightly so, hugely motivated by money when it comes to just your standard job, because people go to work to provide for their families and have a better life. So if someone comes in and offers them a few extra grand a year to come work for them, if you don't treat them right, they'll go. Yeah. You know, people say, well, you know, at the end of the day, what is that keeping me here? Because I'm getting offered more money over there. So, you know. And
I think that's usually the two motivations I've seen over time. It's the culture you create. Yeah. Is it enjoyable? Mm-hmm. And then the money that you give people. Yeah. The two things have got to be good.
yeah, exactly that. And yeah, I mean, we've had it like recently in my other business, and you know, because I've got good lads working for me, and I've like cherry picked them, and some of them I've sort of instilled like the values that we have in the business, and they've taken them on board really well, and they're like, yeah, no, this is a good way to work and stuff, and naturally they're just honest, good, hardworking people. So you know, word gets around, and so people try and come in and offer more money and stuff, but when they're like, well, if I look at it, like, no, if I got a problem, I can go to Luke, I can speak to him. Mm-hmm. He's cool. You know, he always answers the phone no matter what time I ring him. Stuff like that. It goes a long way. And I just know for me, if I was working for someone, I would always I'd rather work for less money for someone that I know understands me and appreciates the job that I do, rather than a little bit more over the road, but they don't care about me and I'm just another number in the building.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. All about the people.
It is, yeah.
So how can people find Summer Jam events, or just like the jam events in general, connect with you maybe if they wanted to?
Yeah, so the tickets are on sale, jameventsuk.com. Mm-hmm. If you click there, there'll be a link straight to tickets. Instagram is Jam Events UK for the festival. The brunch is Jam Brunch Club, or one word, on Instagram. And you go on there and you'll have all the links to any parties, obviously all the information, stuff like that. And if you do want to know, you can just DM us. That comes straight through to us. We'll reply, let you know about upcoming events, or if there's any particular questions you want to know about the festivals. We do have like VIP tables and areas and stuff like that, so we often get questions like that. So anything at all, you can ask us. And yeah, as I said, we're doing a big launch probably in the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks, middle of Feb. So that'll be everywhere. We'll be promoting it and stuff, and really kicking on with like the marketing and stuff like that, and let everyone know, you know, we're going again this year, and start planning, booking the DJs and entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. We'll make sure the ticket links are in the show notes for everybody, and all of the links that you said. And we'll have to get you back with Ryan.
Yes, let us know. And yeah, we need Ryan here, honestly.
Yeah, we didn't throw you under the bus too much, Ryan. So hardly at all.
Yeah,
so
actually,
we need to get this.
Yeah,
going.
We'll wait till he's here. Yeah. We'll definitely need to, because it'd be good for him to give his perspective of, because we have slightly different roles,
of course,
within the business as well. Like, and that's why we work really well together. So you know, where he is and the way he sees things, even though we're on the same page about everything, but he'll have slightly different stories to me. He's been in the industry a lot longer than I have. And obviously his journey is different to mine, how we got into it and stuff. I know he loves talking about that and how we got into it, because I think he's been doing it a long time. And similar to me, he got brought in by someone else and stuff. And he was really at his peak. He was in it when West End was really at its best days. So I came in sort of the back end of West End, where he was there like in the peak, and
Godfather.
Yeah. He's been a long time, and he really took it by storm. Like I said, he's best promoter I knew. Like he's the definition of a people person. Yeah. You can't meet Ryan and not like him. Like he's just, he's the best, in his energy and stuff. It's just amazing to be around. So even coming here, and if he was sitting here, you'd feel it straight away. His laugh and his energy, and he's just like, he's one of a kind, Ryan.
Love that. Well, thank you so much for today.
No, thank you for having me.
Amazing.
No, it's been good.
Thank you.